Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Beautiful day here in Melbourne, so a good chance to get down into the veggie patch, do some much needed weeding and tidying up. After all the rain and humidity lately, the weeds have gone absolutely mental. So time for a bit of a clean up, but also time to deadhead a lot of the dahlias. I'm not going to deadhead them all because I actually want to leave some of the spent flowers on to see if I can actually try and collect some seeds, but also clean up the dahlia plants, take off a lot of the dead or dying lower foliage just to try and help prevent diseases and improve the airflow now that there's a bit more, or that there has been a bit more moisture in the air. Try and prevent some of the downy mildew which has been coming through. Anyway, so while we're down here, let's have a bit of a look and see what's still in flower, what's fruiting, and yeah, let's take a look. Okay, so here we are with Lorraine Parry. This one has actually flowered really well. This is one that I had, a bush that I had last year as well, but this year it's flowered a lot better. It was in better soil this year, but it's certainly shown a marked improvement. If we just go around here, this you can see here, this was black embers. That's the flower there, but you can see that the plant's actually starting to die back. So actually give that a bit of a prune, take off all the dead branches, not all the way down, because you want to actually let some of the goodness go back down into the tuber, so it helps into the plant, so it actually helps form better tubers for next year. And this gorgeous one here, this is Oberon. Beautiful big pinky purpley blooms, and this one's actually got quite a almost ruffly kind of foliage, which is kind of cool. And then just over behind that, if you go over here, you can actually see this is the dwarf cos. This is actually the second round of cos that I planted. The first lot we munched our way through over the heat of summer, so figured we might put in another round, see how we went with that. And just beside that, we've got the pomegranate, which has actually got flowers on it. Quite quirky little flowers, so hopefully we'll actually get some fruit off that. Here in this little bed, we've got up the top there beautiful dark blooms of Helena. Although this one has been, this is from a different grower to one of the others that I've got, and this one actually has a lot less petals in it, and a lot more burgundy through it rather than the white, but still just as gorgeous. Down here we've got beautiful cactusy spidery Carlisle Gold, and then this here is the beautiful Carlos Buckajoe Watermelon. Love this colour. Beautiful strong stems, nice watermelony, salmony, peachy kind of colour, just gorgeous. And we've got one of our Queensland Blue pumpkins, excuse the weeds. The pumpkin patch has gone absolutely bonkers. In amongst all the pumpkins, we've actually got watermelons growing as well. Let me see, I've got to come down here. You can see a little bubble watermelon there. But the pumpkins have gone absolutely crazy. We've got Queensland Blues, butternuts, and we've also got a couple of Lakota as well, but they haven't done very well this year, so I don't know if I'll bother actually growing them again. So you'll have to excuse all the weeds you can see in between the pumpkins, but it's actually been quite hard to get in between all the vines and actually control the weeds, but that just goes to show that poor planning. Next year we'll actually put maybe some straw down so that the weeds can't actually grow but the pumpkins have still got plenty of room to run. Just talking about the weeds, I debated on whether making this video, to be honest. I don't like showing people things that aren't not necessarily perfect, but you know what? There's times where we all get weeds in our garden, so I figured might as well be honest and actually show that I'm just the same as everyone else. Anyway, so these are actually capsicums which grow from seed. It's just seed that I kept from a capsicum we got from the store. But if we have a look down in here, you can actually see a couple of beautiful capsicums coming along. Hopefully they ripen up a bit. I do have a preference for when they're red rather than green, but certainly can't complain with how well they've grown. And then over the back there, the basil, which is flowering its head off. Well and truly overdue to make some pesto with that, because we don't want to lose it. And then just over here, we come this way, we've got this beautiful orangey, tangerine dahlia. This is Eureka. Beautiful straight stems on that one too. As you can see here, the tomato plants are well and truly past their prime. I've actually just picked basically the last of what was on the plants. There are still a few hangers on, but they're not in very good condition. They seem to be rotting before they ripen up fully. So I'm actually going to take these out. We've got another bed further over the back. I'm going to take those out as well. And I've got some cauliflowers and broccoli to put in, heading into the cooler months. This one here is Angostura, or Florally Angostura. This one has flowered like an absolute trooper. And then moving across, beautiful Sugartown Sunrise, softest pink and lemon. And then just up here, beautiful Roguewood Dawn coming out. This one's, if we have a look here, beautiful yellow, goldy yellow. That one has actually flowered really well as well. The ever gorgeous Cafe au lait here. You can probably see that little organza bag at the back there. I was actually trying to hand pollinate to see if I could make my own cross, so fingers crossed we might actually get some seeds from that when it's time to harvest that and see what's going on inside the seed pod. This here is actually a second crop of beetroot on the way after the success of the first crop, which I featured in a previous video. Figured we may as well see if we could get another round. Also because we were chomping through the first lot quite quickly. And then if we just come over here, this is Coral Isle. This one's been quite a nice surprise actually. Hasn't been a huge flower, and hasn't actually produced a lot of flowers, but quite love the markings. Almost looks hand painted. And these here are the purple carrots. They're actually not only purple skin but purple flesh right the way through as well. I was probably bad and didn't really thin these out as much as I should, so there's probably far too many in here, but let's just see if we can see that down there. I'll pull a couple up, have a look. There we go. Beautiful dark colour. They're a little bit kooky, but as I say, that's probably because there's been far too many planted in there and they haven't been thinned out properly. But you know what? They still taste delicious. This dahlia here is called Mariner. Beautiful soft lilac-y pink. And then just beside that one, got the beautiful peachy lemony tones of Cathi. And then this here, just to give you an idea of the variation, this is Helena. So this is actually the same variety as that first burgundy one that I showed you. But you can see this one actually has quite a lot more petals. But this is also probably the tallest plant that I've had grow, and it has produced amazingly. As you can see, there's still plenty of buds coming through, even though I've actually, this is actually a good example of having taken off the foliage from the lower part of the stems to try and help that airflow, try and stop that mildew coming through. And last but certainly by no means least, gorgeous African sunrise. This, you can see here, this has actually still got quite a lot of buds coming through on it as well. Another really good producer, and apparently it's really good at multiplying its tubers, so hopefully there's lots more for next year. Anyway folks, that's just a quick spin around the veggie and dahlia patch today. Hope you've enjoyed, and see you next time.